Welcome to
The Neapolitan.
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
and my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you get your weekly scoop. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe right now. Today's topic is regarding the little girl who went viral for confronting NYPD police officers after her mother was accused of shoplifting. I believe we've all looked at the video, right? Has everybody seen the video?
Okay. No! Mother! Oh! No! Before it be a mother effing
Okay, so let's go to Shay for some questions about this.
All right, awesome. So that's an very interesting video. Never seen a situation like this before. And I mean, yeah. So, okay. So with the situation, what would you do if you were the parent in this situation? First of all, I wouldn't be in a situation where they have to accuse me of shoplifting. Like, I don't know how one thing led to the next, but
Yeah.
I would hate to be in that situation, period.
Yeah, I think I can agree with you. First, yeah, I wouldn't put myself in a situation where my child has to even try to feel like she needs to protect me. Second of all, I see a lot of comments where they're like, "Yeah, that baby stood up for her mama," but why does that baby feel like she has to stand up for her mama? We are the adults. We're supposed to take care of our children. Our children are never supposed to feel like they should be fighting or screaming for us. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That made me feel some type of way because that makes me feel like what's her home situation where she feels like she's got to be so passionate about her mom going to jail? No.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Like, what's going on there? About your mom going to jail. But I think in that situation, what would I do? Number one, like Shay said, I mean, we can't say that we wouldn't be accused of shoplifting without us having shoplifting, without us having not shoplifted. But I have a delay. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. It had stopped for a second, but it started back.
Okay. So, in that situation, especially in this day and age when we have so many cops killing young people, killing people, period, just off of the slightest move or the slightest wrong thing, especially as them being Black. As a parent, I definitely would have told my child to be quiet. Calm yourself down. Number one, stay in a child's place. This is an authority figure, and you need to mind there's a way to fight these type of battles, and these are the type of battles you fight in court, not here. There is nothing your little soul can do to keep me from going to jail. If these people want to take me to jail right now, they will.
Yeah.
And if you go kill someone, you'll be going to jail too. So I think that as a parent, I would have educated my child way beforehand, especially if I was doing things that could potentially get me arrested. I would have probably had a game plan and said, hey, if we ever get arrested, not saying that you should encourage your children to come shoplift with you, not saying that the lady was shoplifting, but as a minority parent, having a child that is a minority, I would have prepared them for a situation ever confront the police. Yeah. Now, if they were beating on a woman, that's different. Like if they were beating on a woman, like somebody beating on my mama, I don't care who it is, I'm jumping in. But they weren't. They were just. I think they were just talking to the woman at this point, trying to arrest her. So there was no need for, there was no need for all of that. Like the little girl was just too angry.
She really was.
Situations like I wanted to defend my mother, and I probably have defended my mother, but it would have been like a life-threatening situation. It wouldn't have been because a police officer, like, like when y'all in a car and y'all in the passenger seat, you all scared and stuff because you're like, oh, we got pulled over, it's the police. Like you're more fearful than any.
I'm not saying a damn thing.
Built all this stuff, like you're not saying nothing. So I'm just like, this girl had a lot of like said if her mom was getting beat, if a gun was put to her mama head or something, that's a different story. But there was no threat posed in this situation for her to have like reacted this way. And she really needs, I don't know what this girl, she has anger issues and she needs to resolve, like she needs to seek some type of therapy or something. Because you grow up to be an adult with that type of. But yeah. That was my take on what I would do in that type of situation. I'd be like, sit your ass down. Boy, if you don't shut up, I'll be like, arrest his ass.
Yeah.
What, Rose?
I was just saying, it's like, that the way she was just passionate about that, it was just it was scary to see a child that size kind of go off like that.
Yeah. I think what caught me mostly off guard was when she started saying she was gonna kill somebody. At that point, I thought she was about to get arrested or taken to the ground or something because cops be quick
to the ground.
Nah, but like dead ass. Because cops, it's just like, like you said, she's a minority little girl. And like they don't know like what she really mean, kids are capable of killing people. Like there's people that's in juvenile because they stabbed somebody or they grew up in the hood and they trying to prove that they bigger than what they are because maybe they get picked on. So now you all about to take down the biggest person you could take down and prove that you ain't no little nigga. Like I feel like I'm surprised they didn't try to do something when she said that because I sure thought she was about to escalate real quick. I was like, oh no, she did not just say she about to kill somebody in front of the police. They'd be quick to take you into jail or juvie for anything. At this point, I feel like it don't take much to get arrested as a Black person, even as a Black child. So, I'm surprised. I'm happy that they didn't do anything, but she definitely was like on 100, like 100. And I hate that we only saw part of it. I was trying to find, because apparently the Shade Room said there was a longer video, but I didn't see a longer video. I just saw those clips. But I wanted to see like what it looked like when it first started before she started getting all loud. Like at what point did she get loud and what was that? And like you said, as a parent, I wouldn't want my child just going off like that. Like, nah, be quiet, because you probably make this shit worse than what it actually needs to be, because you the irate one, and I'm trying to de-escalate the situation as much as possible, because I don't want to go to jail, and then if I go to jail, then what's gonna happen with you? So,
Yeah.
Facts.
Okay. Well, let's see. Next question. So, do you think the police acted appropriately?
Appropriately to the standards of what police act these days, I would say yes. But I personally feel like that's how police should act normally. Like I said earlier, there was no threat posed. The lady was, just asking questions. But typically, you ask the question that's they use that to, okay, you being combative. I'm just asking the question, but that's how they'll flip
combative.
Yeah. Are you trying to get argumentative? Like, what an authority
now they banging you against the wall. They, they putting you under arrest. They tightening the cuffs around your hands. They just need they just need one little very, like Shay said earlier, I was extremely surprised that when that little girl was saying some of the things that she was saying, that they didn't react in a different way, because they could have took that out on the mother, or they could have took that out on the little girl.
So it just makes me wonder, like, what their training is like in New York, because, out here, well, not just out here, but like in other states, you hear about police brutality more so than you would hear in certain places. And like, with the whole, like in California when they did like the Rodney King situation, and then just different situations. What's his name? What they did on his neck? What was his name when they got on his neck? The black guy when he said I can't breathe. What's his name?
Mm,
George Floyd.
I can't-
Yeah.
George Floyd. Mm.
Yeah. So it's like, and for them to have restraint like that, it makes me wonder how they're trained. Because some police officers is like, they probably would have pushed that girl to the wall, They probably would have done something, but
I wanted to push her to the wall.
shut your ass
I'm not
up.
even a
Just be
police
quiet.
officer. Like, shut the fuck up talking to people like that. How old do you think you are?
Right. But I mean, they had some real restraint, just even with the mom too, So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what practices they're having over there in New York. I mean, I applaud them for just being patient and just like not reacting in such a negative way.
Yeah. I agree.
Because at the end of the day, regardless, like we're all citizens and they're here to protect and serve the citizens, not here to make us all the criminals and all like the bad people. Like,
Right.
my
Right.
tax dollars pay for you, like pay for your job. Hers does too,
Right.
You don't pay taxes.
Wait, what?
Girl,
Who don't pay taxes?
look,
The children.
No, I ain't about the little girl. I'm talking the mama.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the little girl too.
No, the
I was like, okay,
mom.
maybe. I was like, maybe children pay taxes in New York. I don't know.
I'm mad y'all even thought that. I'm mad y'all even thought that I thought the little girl
Look,
paid taxes.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Really, Rose?
if she's
You're right.
really feeling as the cops say she ain't paying taxes either.
Oh man, no. But I knew that wasn't what you meant. I was like, she can't possibly mean that. She tripping.
But my mentality was none. If the alleged crime is true, none of them are paying taxes. None of them pay taxes. They're one of them is a child, the other one's stealing. So
Yeah.
Say, I stole some shades out of Montclair. Like I was telling y'all earlier, I wouldn't even be in a place that I feel like I can't afford to buy shit out of. Like I said, when we went to Hawaii, I wanted to go on Hermes so bad, but that shit looks so expensive. I'm like, I can't even afford to walk on the floor. Like, I'm just not.
my wife didn't even play with that. She said, "Let's go walk," and we walked the other side towards the beach. She kept me away from Gucci and Louboutin and all that. She's like, "No, let's walk that way. Let's see what's on that side."
Girl, and did
You like you do your kid
Huh?
section. You be like, all right, let's go this way over here. We're not going by the toy section.
Let's avoid the
Your
toy
wife
section.
did
You
you?
walk by it, just be like this. We're not here for this. We're not here for this.
She
Keep
thought
walking.
she was cute too doing that, but
And then they had all them people like they had the people standing by the front when you walk in, like black. They dressed in all black. I said, oh no, they ready to take somebody down. They ready for
that's just
somebody
their
to try
uniform.
them. They could be Secret Service for all I know.
God.
How to play as an employee of Hermes. Okay. Now with them $20,000 bags, they better be Secret Service, goddamn.
If anything, I'll buy some sandals. That's about all I can afford.
I'm like, what's the cheapest thing in here? Can I get like a keychain?
The $500 sandals.
A keychain, a little what's the things called? A little pen, a little symbol.
And that's probably like $100 and
it is $100 some dollars just for a damn pen.
At that point, I just need a picture.
Out of the store.
You probably got to pay for that too.
Probably
$50 for your own picture, goddamn, with your own phone.
Yep, that's how they do it in Vegas. All those people's on the streets. You want a picture with them, you got to pay for it.
Okay. Well, next question. There's only 3 of them.
Was that 2 already?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was quick.
I gotta elaborate more on what y'all think.
Nah. This is gonna be easy breezy one. Come on.
Yeah, it could be an easy breezy.
Aren't you always trying to get up for the podcast? Come on, Shay.
It'll be easy for you to
Okay.
edit. It'll be easy for you to edit. Shoot.
Steph, is it raining over there by you? I'm curious.
Why? Because she keeps freezing on us?
Yes. Is it
I-
thundering over there?
Why my connection's so bad? But y'all know, with the there you go, right. They keep telling me your internet connection is unstable.
Mine does that too.
I think Xfinity was having some connection issues,
Mm,
so that may
Yep.
be the case. It may
I
just be
did see
slow.
that.
You need to do like
Um,
I do everybody here. Just turn off the fucking internet. I'm about to start recording.
Everybody log off.
Or if
Right,
not, I
get
have
off
the
the
app,
damn
so I
phone.
start logging people off.
And
Oh,
like
Lord.
everything is hooked up to it. The damn
Yep. The
uh,
washer, the
it's
alarms,
probably
everything.
yep. So
I'm getting all these notifications because I have a Ring doorbell at the Airbnb, and somebody just wrote, "Lost power." No, not again.
Is it raining over there? Is it
Yeah,
raining?
it's starting to rain over here. So I could just
Oh.
think it is raining by my Airbnb too.
I haven't even been out, so.
I know I get because I get the little alerts for my grandmother's house in Fifth Ward. They'll send a little alert saying thunderstorm, Cashmere Gardens. So they sent me one earlier. So I know it's probably supposed to be raining over there on the north side. Hopefully it stays over there because I don't want no problems.
I ain't gonna put my plants by this water so they can get this good old rainwater, like my mama would say.
That's the best. That's the best thing about this rain is my
That's how
plants
you know
in
you're
the
old.
water.
That's how you know you're getting old when you start worrying about your
Crazy.
plants
You
getting
go
water.
outside and take your plants. Yep. You be like,
Next
oh,
thing we
that's
go-
some rain. Let me go put the
Next
plants
thing
out
we're gonna be
there.
doing is this. Does it
I ain't
look
gonna
like
lie,
it's gonna be windy?
I recently moved my plants from the inside to the outside. They've been thriving good since they've been outside. Like, I don't know, like sometimes they do well on the inside and just randomly I just put them outside and they're like, oh, we gonna grow now. Like, okay.
It'd be too hot to take my inside plants outside. I come back, they be toasted.
Well, you can't put them in the direct sun. That's probably why.
I be at work and I will come back and I'm like, damn, the leaves all fried and stuff. So
I don't have
I'll
plants because I forget to water them.
Yeah, I don't have that to
I'm
forget.
a plant murderer. All my plants die. Only thing that has survived is our bamboo stick, and that's because it's full of water.
You don't have to water. That's funny.
Girl, I done killed the damn bamboo and I thought them things was hard to kill. It died over time.
I mean, you weren't giving it no water. You just thought it was decoration.
They just sat in water. I don't know what
You
happened.
tortured it.
I didn't do nothing.
You
The damn
drowned
thing just sat there in front of the window and it's gone now. It's been a while though. But I've been doing real good with my ivy plants. I mean, they surviving. So.
That's good.
All right, Will. To get us back on topic, last question. Do you think it was okay for the little girl to act this way? No.
Any situation. Honestly, it would have been embarrassing to me as a parent. Like I would have been embarrassed if my child acted that way. Just because I tell them, I'm like, if you get pulled over by the police, do what they ask you to do. And if that means they're gonna put you under arrest, let them arrest.
Yeah.
I agree.
I said, but don't try to, talk back to them or do nothing of that nature. Because they are a figure of authority. It's just like when you in school and you talking to the principal. Hey, do what the principal tell you to do. If you don't agree with what the principal is telling you to do, you call your parents.
Yeah.
Don't sit up there and try to solve the situation yourself because it's not going to turn out good, especially as a minority. Like we already have the odds against us. Maybe if you were of a different color, you could probably get away with some type of stuff like that. But we can't. No, I would have definitely been embarrassed. I would have felt like I failed as a parent to prepare my child for society.
I agree.
That's what I would.
I agree. To me, it just brings up so many more questions. Like, what kind of home training does this child receive that she's talking to grown ass folk this way? Because I was taught that it didn't matter who the fuck was talking to me. I shut the fuck up as a child and I didn't say anything back. It was
Yeah.
yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir, no, ma'am. The way
Mm.
she was talking to these people, especially police, I think it was very early on when my mom told us, police officer you respect, if they tell you turn around and put your hands behind your back, you don't ask why, you just do it. But I think, like you've mentioned before, those battles are fought later, not while you're there and being put into custody. I think the way she was acting, like you said, I would have been embarrassed if my child started acting like that. I would have been like, what is wrong with you? And then when you look at the video, the mom is so calm. And
I
it's
feel
like
like
this
she don't have no
child.
control over her, to be honest, because
It-
yeah, it just seems like I don't know how to really explain it, but it just seems like maybe when she at home acting out, her mom probably find that shit funny. Like she probably
Yeah,
think like, oh, this is her being her, expressing
right.
herself, and who knows, like,
The
but
next thing she's viral.
yeah. But I feel like, if you don't nip that in the butt now, because if she
Mm,
walked away from this situation feeling like how she reacted was okay, at some point she will get older. And the police
mm-hmm.
is not going to have as much restraint as they had this time when you're like 18, 16, 22.
Yep.
They're going to really knock your ass against the wall acting like that. And especially threatening to kill somebody, you only got away with that because you're
Yeah.
10. But if this was a whole
Mm,
different situation at a different age in her life, that would not have flew at all. If that was her
mm.
mama acting like that, we probably would have seen a complete different side of the police, to be honest. But I don't think they took her seriously because she was a child and the mom was the calm one.
I think at
Mm.
one point you see where the officers are trying to kind of calm her down too.
Yeah.
They're just trying to kind of simmer her down, but it just looks like she's just not she's not hearing it.
Or what if she's like a child? I mean, granted, she seemed too smart for this, but I don't want to say that people who are like this aren't smart. But I'm like, what if she's on like a certain level of the spectrum in a sense? Like she just
Mm,
lashes out because that's like her reaction to like 10 situations, maybe.
mm.
But she's real
Mm.
Then I
smart. You
think
can
that,
tell like based on like what she's saying and how she's saying it. Like she's very like aware.
I feel like as a mother, we probably would have kind of stepped in, just be like, hey, just my
Yeah.
child, she's on the spectrum, because I think that would have the way she was talking, I would have been quick to be like, she's on the spectrum, please, like stay behind, like don't do shit to my child. You can fuck with me, but not my child. But I don't know,
yeah.
like y'all
And
said,
that's
that
what
wasn't the whole video.
I was wondering why the mother was so calm. Like she was just sitting there like the child was the adult and she was the child. Like it was like the roles were reversed. And she was just
Hmm.
sitting there like watching her child act out. And like Rose said, if she was on a spectrum, that would have been the first thing I would have said. Hey, like they have XYZ. This is why they're reacting that way. So, just let them have their moment.
Yeah.
Go, but just don't put the cuffs on me, because if they put the cuffs on me, it's probably going to hypen her up.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have tried to simmer the situation down, and she was
Definitely.
just kind of sitting there like letting it happen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna do nothing about this. So like Shay said, I never thought of that. Like maybe she has no control over her at home. And maybe she was fearful of her own daughter. She was just like, let me just sit here and let her have her moment. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was
Because I
very odd.
know.
I really
Hmm?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, because I know I
Go
have an
ahead.
uncle, and by medical terms, he is like mentally retarded. But like, and he's like the calmest, like giggly person on a normal day. But when he mad, he like a super Hulk, like, and he be cursing and he be doing all kind of stuff. And it's just like he can't even really go to the doctor because he'll start to fight them people. So it's just like, when they in stressful situations, they definitely act and react differently to certain situations.
Mm,
Like, although this should have been a situation where she should have been aware, like, hey, I'm in front of the cops, let me not do this. For some
yeah.
reason, she didn't think like that. She thought like, let me lash out instead. So I don't
And
know.
that
Yeah.
could be a possibility. Yeah, I'm like, Like, what if she was on the spectrum? Like, that's a good question. And maybe that is the training that the officers may have, that some of our other officers need to have, is when a person acts out, they may be on a spectrum and you need to, simmer that situation down instead of going to, reverting to trying to arrest them and,
Yeah.
attack. So
I think a good example of that is, like, for instance, in front of the courthouse, you have that one guy that sits in front of the courthouse. I forgot what Wayne, I think that's his name, Wayne. I learned his name because one of the
Birdman.
constables said,
Birdman.
Wayne. No, not
Oh,
Birdman.
Birdman.
Well, Birdman too. But the other man that sits right in front of the CJC, and he's always yelling. Every time you come out, he's just screaming, yelling, whoever. So his name is Wayne. And the way they handle him, is just like they talk to him, not like he's a homeless man with mental issues, but like he's an actual person that they're just trying to calm down. And it could be just because they're familiar with him. They see him all the time, every day. He's literally there at the crack of dawn every day, all day. But he's always yelling. And I'm like, that's a good example of like how to handle situations and people who may be a little different mentally or who may be struggling mentally. It's not to just sit there and just yell back at them or try to be too assertive to them, because they're not going to respond to that. The best way to do that is like to be calm with them and just come at them like they're people. And she was just like, Wayne, stop yelling, Wayne. And that's how I learned his name. I used to want to be like, hey, Wayne, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to fuck with this man today.
Please don't. Please don't.
Like,
we don't need you texting us about what
Wayne gonna go.
Yeah, what Wayne says to me.
Birdman still over there?
Nah, but I haven't seen Birdman.
He's there. I saw him through the window yesterday. He's there.
That's about the only man who know he can come to me asking for some damn money. Miss, you got a quarter. Miss, I'm just trying to get me some snacks.
I remember one time, it wasn't Birdman, but I was coming to work. It was like 7 a.m. and I had my little leftover. And this homeless person comes to me and was like, oh, do you have some spare change? And I was like, I'm sorry. I said, I don't really carry cash. And then I looked at my plate and I was like, I got this food. I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping they'd be like, I don't want it. But they took it.
Yeah. I don't like giving them my leftovers, but they just be so happy to take it. I was just be like, this is all I got to offer you. And they be like, that's fine.
And you know what? I was hungry that day. I really missed my leftovers, but I'm like, I'm gonna get another meal today.
Exactly. They may not have another meal for like another week or another couple days. So
in the back of my mind, though, I was like, they better have eaten every last bite.
You know they did.
On the side of the street when I get off work. But no, I didn't see it. It sucks sometimes, but it is what it is. I was hungry too.
Well, he was hungrier.
Okay.
Well, that's all I got for y'all.
Okay. Well, that was short. That was a good 20 minutes plus.
Also, her mom went to jail. It'll be a quick still.
Did she?
Yeah. I think the second part of that post was her being put in the car.
Oh, wow.
I never followed up on it. So she did go to. So what happened to the little girl? Because the aunt caught ghost, apparently.
I hope they didn't. I mean, I hope they called like a relative that was close related to her. You know.
I'm sure they said, "Come get this mad baby."
Come get your child.
We want to thank you for tuning into our podcast again. Like and comment. We love feedback. While you're at it, follow us on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Pandora. You can also find us through Instagram and TikTok. Also, if you have a topic that you would like for us to discuss, or if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast, feel free to email us. Again, thank you, and see you next week for your weekly scoop service.
Peace.